Spoiler warning as always. If you have not seen this latest episode, get the fuck off this video. Go get caught up. When these fingers disappear, you better be gone, because I'm gonna spoil it for you. A lot of crazy shit goes down in this episode. Oh my gosh. Just when I thought this was gonna be a little bit of a chill episode, from last week's episode. I mean, in comparison, I thought it was gonna be more chill, but this episode has no chill. Has no chill. Oh my gosh. First off, let me start off with the metahuman of this episode. The way, his origin story of how he got his powers is very, I know what he did last summer, because there's like what, four of these guys, or three or four of these guys who, they confront him, because of a debt that he has to pay, and then they end up killing him, throwing him in a shitload of tar, and then they leave him there to die. They leave him for dead. And then right around the time, the particle accelerator, that night when Barry got his powers, and then all the other metahumans and etc. But so fast forward 2 years later. He goes after them, he goes after each and every one of them, very I know what you did last summer style, where, these group of kids did something to this guy, and then he wants revenge, and he comes after them a year later and whatnot, and then so it's basically the same pattern. But what a few craziest things that happened in this episode is when Iris decides to put her foot in the door and tell Wally that he's stepping over the line, with drag racing. You need to stop. You need to chill out. And then she goes to confront his employer, exposing him, saying here's what's gonna be on the tomorrow's paper. And then she got his confessions on tape, and then, he's not happy about it. And then just when I was thinking to myself, when her and Joe were debating on how to handle Wally, I was starting to be more towards on Iris's side until she went and did that. I'm like, okay, now you're now you're diving into dangerous waters yourself, honey. Come on. And another thing is, good old Harrison Wells. He attempts to take a little bit of the Flash's speed. What I thought it was going to do is when he killed the turtle, I thought when he killed him, I thought he was going to take a blood sample and try to find some way to, to double cross Zoom by having, the turtle's powers in his possession and whatnot. That's what I thought he did when, I thought he took a blood sample or whatnot. Maybe he's still doing that. I don't know, but that's what I thought he did. And after this episode, I'm like, okay, so you're not trying to double cross Zoom. You're still doing your end of the bargain. You're still trying to, double cross the Flash. And he was man enough to tell Barry right to his face that he would betray him, for to save his daughter's life. So in a way, he fessed up before they even. Before he fessed up before he fessed up. You know what I mean? He's making his intentions, or his he's making his loyalty. He's letting Barry being aware of his loyalty, where it lies, where it ends with him, and where it goes beyond with his daughter. But what really shocked me is when, not when Iris got poked in the shoulder with a glass, but when, Harry's hearing all this shit going on, everyone's talking about his, Barry speed, I'm slowing down. I mean, there's something wrong with the student. No. I thought, instead of making us wait, a couple episodes for him to find out what's going on, Harry surprisingly fesses up, telling him that he took his speed and he planted it into his suit, and right then and there, Joe, kicks his ass and throws him down, down into one of the cells, and I'm like, whoa. But right when I was thinking, yeah, show him, yeah, show him. I mean, like, you're fucking with Team, Flash here, so, that's like a big deal breaker, but Barry says otherwise. I mean, Barry's telling them, like, he really basically put everybody on the spot, especially Joe. Like, what would you do if that were Iris? I mean, wouldn't you have done the same thing? And Cisco, you revealed my identity to save your brother, from Captain Cold. I mean, and then none of us judged him for it. We still welcomed him back with open arms, and we did. And when he said he was going to, resign from Star Labs, everybody was like, no, that is not needed. So, and he's telling, Harry that, you're Team Flash now, whether you like it or not. So, and then there you go. So Barry gave him the benefit of the doubt, and then they're currently backing him up with that, which is pretty intense. And another thing that is intense is that Wally is sharing his desire, his passion for speed itself, and how he wanted to be an astronaut. And he said why he wanted to be an astronaut. Speed was involved, and he just loves it. So, he's gonna have a hell of a good time when he gets his powers, like when he becomes fast like the Flash. So I'm guessing that will not happen till near the end of the season. That's what I'm guessing. But how would that happen to him? I mean, how would he get his powers? You know what I mean? I mean, unless he gets powers from somebody else or whatnot, I don't know. But I mean, like, that's just based the question. How are they gonna give him his powers? But yeah, this episode, wow. I mean, like, I'm still stuck on that Reverse Flash episode, and how Barry, when Barry went to go try to rewrite fate, by stopping Reverse Flash from taking, a life. That almost cost Cisco his life. He's vibing away like, Marty McFly and Back to the Future, like, but I'm still stuck on that. I mean, like, these last two episodes have no chill. None. No chill like Captain Cold. But this gets another 8.5. This is another 8.5 out of 1 to 10 episode. Definitely. And we're going to see Barry's experience with Earth 2 next week, and that should be interesting. So, if you enjoyed my reaction... Wait, before I sign out, I knew, right when Harry, went to go meet up with Zoom, and he gave him, a dose of his Barry speed, he's like, this ain't enough. I want all of his powers. I want his full power. I want a full dose, motherfucker. Give me a full dose. And you're not getting your daughter back until I get a full dose. Wow, so we'll see how how this goes, how this pans out as the season, progresses. So if you enjoyed my review of this episode, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you click subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this episode. I'd love to hear what you thought about it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.